Hello, in this video we will talk about views and how far you can see within the view and so basically the view range, that's the most important part. So we will go over here in properties. So we have this view selected, and when you go to see what you can change, uh, so we have these settings here: underlay, or let me put it like, is this sheet? No. So the most important will be this underlay. The underlay means what is under the slab. My views are kind of already configured, but I will play around and show you what you can, let's say, do. So let's say I'm on L4, that would be so we have the ground floor, and that is one, so will be the third story, let's say. So I have ground and first story, second, and the third, so that will be the first story. Okay, so let's set it to S1, for example, and you can see that I have my underground parking somehow visible. I have the columns, I have the perimeter walls. I can't see below. And I also have, let's say, the L, how high up I want to see it. I can say I want to see it like this, and I want to look up. It's kind of delicate to set up. Actually, you have to do a lot of trial and error. So for example, here it took my so I see basically the first underground level. When I look upwards towards the 7th level, and underlay and is generally, how to put it, the active elements viewable, and the, let's say, the extents, they kind of show you what's under. The thing is, some settings refer to things that you see underneath as wireframe. You see basically the below levels, but you don't interact with them. And other settings, let's say I'm on the 4th level, I have a terrace, I want to see my terrace that I have on the 2nd or 3rd level, but I do not want to see the furniture down. So basically you want to have a perspective like a site plan. You want to have a sequential order of viewing things, and that's quite delicate to do. So if I send the view range, I told that I have associated level 4, the bottom. But I can go to, for example, L3 and click apply. Now I have, so this is the view range, kind of lets me interact with the lower level. I can put it to L1 and click apply. That will make me able to see everything that is below. So basically it's like perspective, but it depends on level. I do not say I want to see 100 meters forward. It says I want to see everything below until the ground level, or until the basement, let's say. Click apply. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. When the bottom is lower than the view depth, that's a problem. Let's say I put it to S3. Okay, looks reasonable. The thing is, it doesn't seem that so much has changed. It's because I have floors and slabs in slab or the topo solid that defines the terrain. Then basically I would see the whole parking. So yeah. Another important thing is the cut plane. The cut plane is at in relation to the how to say relation to the level you're at. How much higher do you go up? So L4 is the first story level. Let's say it is. So I have my first level, the ground level. I have 5 meters. That's how I have my lobby or whatever. Or whatever. If it's a hotel, you do it 7 meters. It's very tall. Okay, the first level will be from, let's say, 7 meters to 10 meters, then the 10 to 13, and then from 13 to 16. So at 16 meters, it adds 1.2 meters. So that would be at 17.2 meters, the cut plane. Okay, the top level, generally you'll put the level above if you want. Let's say click apply. It doesn't change anything. That would be the most reasonable. The bottom to be, let's say, L4. And view depth to be, yeah, to be, let's say, L1. Now that it put L3, I basically see all the underground parking, but that's not my purpose. The purpose is to see until I have, let's say, my terrain. Actually, I would have to put my bottom to L1 as well, and to have those. So it's basically playing around with bottom and level and think how much do you see of the plan and how much far do you want to see where you do not have the floor plan. If I have a courtyard at the ground level, yes, I want to see until L1. Unless it's that, I'm not interested. So that would be okay for my settings. Let's go to, I don't know, the first story. So this, I have some sort of reception area, some, I don't know, some lobby. It's not the best project, but yeah, it passed. Um, okay, so we have this floor plan and we have this tree. Aside of this family, sometimes when you set your view range, it allows you to edit what you have below, and other times it doesn't allow you to edit. The difference would be these two, this extends and underlay. I think if I set view range not to L1 but to, let's say, L2 or something. Yeah, uh, let's say I put it at L2. I put it to, I don't know. Let's put it to L1. Or I don't know. Okay, it doesn't change. L2. Okay, so I see the trees, but I don't see the ground level. If I put underlay. If I put my extends at L1, I have, yeah, now I can see the ground level, but I can't touch, let's say, the alley. I can't touch the topo solid. I can touch only the trees because the trees are 10 meters tall, as here I am at, let's say, or 5 meters height or 7, depends. I can still select my trees because they are on the same level, let's say, but what is below I can't select because this uh, this is set as an underlay. Now this underlay, depending on the purpose, can be to look up. To look up means I see from L1 to L7, and that means um, that I don't see the things below. If I put it look down, that means that I see everything that I have below, and I may not necessarily want to do it because you see I have a bunch of tables, and that was from the ground floor. I see my beams, I see my door, I see my reception, I maybe even see the cars if I get angry, and if I put it to the, let's say, S3 and ground level, uh, let me see if I can observe the cars. It doesn't seem like so. Okay, maybe we may be lucky. No, that's no top S2. Let's put it to L7. Let's see how many things are added. Oh, worse than that. If I look down, but I put my range top level at L7 and look down, now you can see that I have my vegetation from level 6 or 7 or I don't know, or 8. No, I think it's level 5 or 6, I don't know. So I can see the green roof on which I planted trees, and that's not something that I want to have anything in common with. So these are some common pitfalls. So this generally is solved. This confusion is solved by having, let's say, I am on L2 or L2 prime, and top level will be L3. And I would look up. No. Let's check L2 prime. Okay, base. Let me check because now it's something a bit inconvenient. I look up, but I do not want to see the beams. No. Let's see, what maybe L3? No. Unbounded. No. L3. L1. I think this is better. But I see my let me check. It's a reception. This is from a bar on the on another floor. I think I'll put it L2 prime, or well, let me check. L1 second. Yeah, so this is kind of tedious. So it's a lot of trial and error, as you can see. You may get confused sometimes. So yeah, I would put it to I am an L. So I think I am an L2, and I'll put it L2 prime. Apply. Now I think it is better. Yeah, these are some added lines. I think this is for an architecture detail. So I think now it is how it should be. And generally with these, let's say, underlay, overlay, whatever, this underlay stuff is generally put between consecutive levels. So I have the floor level, and that is L2, and then I have the level that is, let's say immediately above it, so that would be, I guess, L3. Let's check if it would work. No, it doesn't work with L3. Oh, so, I put some intermediary levels. So L2 prime, I think it would be 1 meter, or yeah, 1.5 meters, let's say, above L2, and that does not reach the beam. So basically, you look upwards towards the next level. So if you look up towards the next level, uh, I think it would be useful to annotate with a detail line, I guess. So you have two levels basically, and it's not, I'll try to explain the best. So this is L2, let's say, annotate text. uh, I go into a section. No, I actually go into a section because it doesn't make sense. I go to a section. uh, so I have, let's say, like this. Let me check if I can unhide some. Yeah, so you can see I have some, so we were around here. As you can see, I have L2 and L2 prime. L2 prime is not L3, but the beams are up until the L3. So when you look basically from here upwards, you will look until L3. So that might, but if I look until L2 prime, my view range won't include the beams. So this will be helpful. So if you set some, let's say, some levels that do not reach the elements you do not want to see, that may not cause a problem. Of course, you can see in the section that I had my trees at the upper level when I showed you the plan. Okay, maybe it's a bit exaggerated to have this big of tree at the top of the terrace. Yeah, I guess it's a bit exaggerated, but nevertheless, I just showed you a principle. So yeah, it's a bit complicated to set it up, and there are multiple constraints to consider when doing these views. Coming back, let's say, to the extents. So this view range basically allows me to interact with the lower levels, but do not have this problem of underlaying furniture, because it takes in consideration the fact that I have this slab. It doesn't ignore it. It tells it, hey, look, just look downwards, but take care of all the obstacles. So if it looks like you used an orthographic a perspective camera, but in an orthographic view, that basically stops at the first obstacle. So the first obstacle is this slab, so it won't look below it. You can see it if you click it, and this becomes blue, and see the chairs and whatever. But when you click escape and let it be as it is, you do not see. And you can also interact and move elements from another level. That's another pretty cool tool. So basically, this is the whole discussion with view levels. It was a bit abstract and difficult for actually to explain, because it's very nuanced and depends what you want to show, which level, which is the range do you want to show or not, or something. So that's a decision you do, and depends on your expectations. So I guess this was it, and I hope it was useful, and see you around.